So that's how you center your lump of clay. So now, if you want to continue, then you make your well and make your pulls. I'm going to show you how to bring this up nice and tall. All right, so now that we've got it centered, I'm going to take one thumb and push the other thumb in just a little bit. Just make that little shallow divot. That's going to give your fingers a guide as to where they need to go to make the well deeper. But now look at our positioning has changed. We were in a position where both forearms were on the splash pan. Now we're shifting, so our left hand is over the right hand, but the fingers are facing down towards the middle of the clay, towards, of course, the middle of the wheel also. So now, with my left thumb over my right hand firmly positioned so that I stay steady and braced, I'm going to point my fingers downward and watch as I make that well deeper and then wider. So this is a little over 3 pounds of clay, so I had to use a little bit of effort to get down in there and then widen it up. And once I do that, then I can take my squeezed out sponge and get rid of all those fingernail marks and smooth and compress my bottom. This helps to get rid of all those little lines in there, and it helps to compress the clay particles, and people say that it keeps the clay from cracking, keeps the pot from cracking. I believe that compressing the clay is important, but also keeping water from soaking into the clay for a long period of time will also keep the bottom of your pot from cracking. So now I've got a nice even bottom, and I've widened it up enough. Now I want to start making pulls. Okay, so I slowed the wheel down, and I'm going to change position yet again. So when I was centering, I was like this. When I made my well, I was like this. And now I'm going to make pulls. And when I make pulls, I primarily use these two fingers. And because this is so much clay, I might bring this finger in to brace. All the work is actually going to be done with my middle finger, the end of my middle finger, inside and out. My left hand on the inside, right hand on the outside, and it's all done with fingertips. But this finger is going to brace my middle finger, okay? And everybody gets to choose which finger is going to do the work. Some people use their index finger and brace with their middle finger. Some people actually use their ring finger to make the pulls and brace with their middle finger. I struggle with that and I don't do that, but that is what I've seen people do. And some people will use a knuckle, but when they use the knuckle, they're bracing with another finger knuckle, okay? So there's different ways to do it. I'm gonna show you the way I do it. I've got my middle finger making a groove, and my index finger looks like it's working the clay, but it's actually working with this finger. My index finger is pressing against my middle finger, supporting it and giving it security and stability. So right there is where I was touching the pot, and that's where all the work was being done. On the inside, my inside fingers, my left fingers are in there and being so soft and subtle and just sliding along with the fingers on the outside. So I'm going to show you that again. And with every pull, we can re-wet the wall. So you see my right middle finger has a groove. And on my exhale, I'm going to bring that groove up and up and up and up. You see that little wiggle? And let the clay get dry. And so it started to wiggle. That's not a big deal at all because I can re-wet the clay very easily. Now, I have to re-wet the clay, but before I re-wet the clay, I'm going to get that puddle out of the middle of the bottom because like I mentioned before, if you leave water sitting in the bottom of your pot for too long, it will cause cracks as the pot is drying. So now I'm going to re-wet so that I can come up in one pull And I've got my fingers in position. My thumbs are extended and crisscrossed over the top. Very important for every pull. And my middle right finger has the groove. Now it's drying out just like it did last time, and I don't want it to make the pot go crooked again. So I'm going to re-wet my fingers and then continue right where I left off. And ease up to the top. Stay at the top for a few rotations so it stays nice and steady. So many times I see my students nervously come up and then they flick off the edge. That automatically causes a crooked pot. So what I'd like to encourage you to do is pace yourself, come up more slowly, and then when you do get to the top, stay there and support the edge of the pot and reinforce that lip a little bit. Just round your fingers in and out, but staying steady so that your pot is secure all the way up to the top. So it's a really ugly shape right now. It's really kind of like I guess a nuclear tower. It's very much a volcano shape. All I'm doing right now is focusing on getting height. I'm not going to shape it for a while yet. Now you'll notice my thumb is kind of dangling out in the middle of nowhere, only because my right thumb can't reach my left thumb at this time. But when I can reach, then I bring my thumb out, connect the two to support, and continue the pull. Nice. And as the pot gets taller and taller, I can slow the wheel down. Gotta find that right speed, because the centrifugal force will work against you when you're trying for a large, tall pot. If you have the wheel going too fast, the force from the spinning wheel is going to force the clay outward. And you want to get all your height first before you let it get wider. And you want to control when it gets wider. You don't want the force of the wheel to make it wider. So slowing the wheel down will help you. You see it jiggling? I let it get too dry. So I'm going to pause right there. Re-wet and then continue the pull. Connect my thumbs. So I could pull a few more times to make it taller, or I could just start shaping the vessel. I think I'm going to pull it one more time because there's a lot of thickness down in that bottom. And then I'm going to create a nice big curve down there. So here we go with another pull, getting it taller yet. There we go. I'm connecting my thumbs because I can, and it will support me, and I will support the clay better. Nice. And now, so all along to this point, my left fingers on the inside have been doing, they've only primarily been there for support. They haven't been adding any pressure. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to change positions, and my left fingers on the inside are going to be the dominant fingers. My right fingers on the outside are going to be supportive and subtle and soft in the touch. The curve gets made by the left fingers on the inside pushing out. So now I'm going to start slowly, gradually, pushing out a subtle curve. And then you want to release gently and slowly before it gets out of hand. Sometimes once people start pushing out a curve with the left hand, they forget that the curve isn't supposed to go all the way to the top, and then you end up with a large bowl. So now I'm going to go back in and define that curve a little bit more. I didn't want to keep pushing out all the way up because that would just cause the whole top to become uneven and off center. So now I'm going to go back in, and now my left fingers are pushing out a little bit more just to make this more of a sphere. And it's all got to be done slowly and gradually, as you can see that it'll start to wiggle if you go too far, too fast. Subtlety is the key. And you can change the shape quite a bit and make more of an extreme curve, but it takes time. You have to give the clay time to take on its new shape and form. I'm going to get that water out. And just kind of touch up that inside curve a little bit. Get those little schmutzes of clay off the surface. Clean up the bottom. Very gently and lightly. There you go. Thanks for watching.